start this question. Do you want, as a Sixers fan, Sixers connoisseur, do you want James Harden back next year?
No.
Okay.
I'm done. I mean, I've seen what I need to see. Like, here's the thing with James Harden. First off, I don't want to blame James Harden for why they lost the playoff series. I know that's like a popular thing to do. Realistically, we were only in those last 2 games because Harden was incredible in game 1 and incredible again in game 4. And if he did not have those performances, the Sixers probably would have lost that series in like 5 games. So I can't really put the blame on him. I ultimately think that it came down to Joel Embiid not really taking over at the end of game 6 and in game 7 when he had the opportunity to. Your best players need to step up, and if they don't, then you're probably going to lose, as we just saw in the NBA Finals when Nikola Jokic, carried the team to a title, despite having, good performances from Jamal Murray and role players, but you kind of need everything to be clicking at the right time in order to make it all work. And I mean, I don't blame Harden for the reason. How much more evidence do we need? It's been a decade, dude. Like, every elimination game, every big game, it's like basically a no-show outside of those hot shooting games that he had in game 1 and game 4 against Boston, a team that showed that they had some defensive issues this year. I don't think, I can't sit here and act like I didn't see. I saw the Sixers pushing them to 7. I thought the Celtics were clearly the better team. I thought they were going to win in like 5 or 6. The fact that the Sixers even got as far as they did was encouraging, but I'm done. Like, what do we like? Joel Embiid has his playoff faults. James Harden has his playoff faults. I think that Joel has enough time left, hopefully, to rewrite whatever his legacy is, whatever his history will show. I don't see it with James Harden. Like, when was the last time James Harden, before this round, when, by the way, like, he was the best player on the court for 2 games, and he was also the worst player on the court in 3 other games. And then he had 1 game where he was like fine. Like, can we just get to the point where James Harden is passable in big games? Because that feels like it would make a big difference. But like, I'm done trying. And like, I know it's not like the smart thing to do with the quote unquote asset to let a guy walk out the door for nothing. But like, he's not going to get any better. He's going to turn 34 years old next year. Like, he's 33. Like, I don't see the upside in bringing back James Harden in the same way that I think if you were to put Tyrese Maxey on the ball and potentially turn Tobias Harris into either different, which they're probably going to do anyway, turn Tobias's contract into other role players, or turning him into a Bradley Beal or someone who is now available, or turn it into someone that gives you the opportunity to at least have the upside of not being the worst player on the court in big games is feels like a massive advantage to me. And I don't understand how you can talk yourself back into the Sixers with Joel Embiid and James Harden as the 2 best players.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm glad you brought up Maxey, because I think that's just going to be the biggest summer discussion point for a lot of Sixers fans. Is like, okay, if you lose James Harden for nothing and he's gone, he's back to Houston, whatever. Like, I think there's probably 2 schools of Maxey camps, right? Like, you're more plugged in on this front than I am. Like, is there the front that's like, he's a star in waiting, now he can be on the ball, he can be in the James Harden role where we can actually see what he looks like with a crazy high usage and what it looks like in the pick and pop game with him and Embiid being the main feature of the offense? Like, what can Nick Nurse get out of Maxey in like a Fred VanVleet type thing where he's playing 40 minutes a night and playing a bunch on